Hi, everybody. It is Casey here, and I have been working all day in my shop, and I just wanted to, you can kind of see a colorful hutch that I'm working on. It's going to be done in some native, very vibrant Native American colors, and when it's all done, it will be shipped to Florida. And so, right now at this point, we have been selling on Etsy, selling and shipping furniture since 2020. So we are coming, about 2.5 years in, because we had started in June of 2020. So this is 2.5 years. And last month, just in the month of October, we had, I think, online sales total. So much of that was Etsy, but then also a lot of it was just online through our website. We're starting to see more sales on our website. I think it were probably around $25,000 in online sales. So Etsy and through our website for the month of October. And I have been so busy working here in the shop, and we have a whole shop that's open to the public that I haven't really listed any actual merchandise on my website. But what people will do is they'll contact me because, they've seen things on Facebook or Pinterest, or even they've seen things, on sites like Etsy, but then they'll contact us through our website. And they'll ask about custom orders, and so I will create listings for them on my website that they can purchase. They get a Square invoice sent to them, and that's really kind of taken off for us in the past, I would say just the past 2 or 3 months. But I have had some people reaching out and wanting to know, just having questions like some customer issues and some shipping issues, and I have really related to the situations that they have been finding themselves in recently, because I've experienced most of what they're talking about at one time or another, and then some of them very recently. Okay, so when you start selling furniture on Etsy, so when you go from, selling at a vendor booth at a flea market, or selling on the marketplace or Craigslist or OfferUp or Nextdoor, or whatever you may be using, when you go from just local sales to selling on Etsy, something I feel like almost kind of, maybe even like mentally, there's like a little bit of a shift where we begin operating out of fear that we're going to mess up, fear that we have a fear and scarcity mindset, and okay, that, while it may not be like paralyzing fear, because they're still doing it. They set up their shop, they've sold a piece, and there's always a worry in the back, like something's gonna happen. But some customers, will give you a hard time. And I have to say that through selling on Etsy, that has happened to me 2% of the time. Most of the customers on Etsy have been gracious, abundant, kind, enthusiastic and excited, and just a joy and a blessing to work with. So when you hear me talk about, some difficult customers on Etsy or nationwide customers, that's just going to happen no matter where you're at. But the reason I was talking about fear is, when you are doing your best, when you've worked to make everything, go as smoothly as possible, you've put forth your best foot, your best product, you've done everything you can on the shipping end and all of that. You've just done your very best. Some customers will want more and more and more and more. And you have to step out of that fear mindset that, if you put your foot down, or if you set some boundaries, or if you give the customer some accountability to be available to meet shippers and things like that, that like your business will just die because they'll leave you a bad review. That's not going to happen. So recently I had one lady had reached out. A customer just refused to be available to receive shipment. She's like, what do I do? I mean, and that's funny that she had reached out, because I actually had that happen very, very recently. I had some customers like, we can only be available at this 1 hour time block 1 day a week. And so I had told them, I said, my shipper is coming all the way across the country. He cannot guarantee to be there between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, if like shippers don't operate that way, you need to have more flexibility. And you could even go as far as putting this in your Etsy listing. You need to have some flexibility in order to meet shippers, and they will give you some notice a few days before when they will be on their way, what day they'll be arriving, usually morning or evening, that type of thing, morning or afternoon. And so, but when people get so like limited and narrow and how they're like, when I say people, I mean customers, and how they're willing to work with you, like not everything is on their terms. This is like a business interaction that, like, you don't get to tell Wayfair, hey, make sure I'm ordering this bed and you only want it delivered to me. They just wouldn't do that. Like, there's very few places that do that. And so I always tell my shippers, I have like, I've had shippers go in and customers, like I let my customers know that we'll do first floor, ground floor, interior delivery and setup. They will not take it up flights of stairs, and all their furniture needs to be moved if the shippers are going to bring it in the house. Because I've had shippers show up and the customers had them move all their other furniture out of the way just to get their piece in. And so I've told my shippers, don't do that anymore. Just say this is now a curbside, outside your front door delivery. It's not on them to do all of that. I even had a customer have my shipper start hanging lights in our house when he was there delivering. So some people will take every single little thing that they will get, and that's when they will try to get that. And it's just a really shabby way of treating service people. And I just don't tolerate it. Not at all. And I'm not fearful of receiving a bad review if I just tell them what's up. Like, this is not how things are done. You'll have to either be available in the morning, early afternoon, or late afternoon, early evening to receive delivery. We can't promise a 1 to 2 hour time frame. If they show up, you're not there unless there's been an emergency and you've been in communication. But if you just refuse to be available, they will leave it at your doorstep. The item is considered safely delivered. So I only had to say that once, and the customer just kind of, they walked back their stance, and then they became available really quickly for delivery because they didn't want it left outside their home. And so, this lady who had reached out, she's like, what do I do? And I'm like, you know what? You tell that customer if you want it, she's got to be available. If not, it's going to be left on the doorstep. The shipper is not going to turn around and bring it back to you. That's not how it works. And also, if you're doing custom orders, or if people, if you have a piece of furniture that's completed and somebody buys it on Etsy, they ask you to start doing this and this and this to it, maybe adding extra things. You just let them know, tell me everything you want done. I will give you an itemized list. These add-ons, there are upcharges to them because these are additional features that you want available. It takes up more time and supplies. And so this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's okay to, it's more than okay. It's just proper and correct and good business to have some good boundaries, to not let people walk all over you, to set good boundaries. And I think, like, having good information either on your policies or your listings on Etsy or whatever type of selling platform you may use is a good idea. A lot of times I don't paint the interiors of my furniture like big armoires and stuff, but I will put, if they would like it, the interior painted or the back painted, to let me know, and I can give them a quote for that and that type of thing. And so there's just like steps that we can take that can help our customers to be informed. I put in a lot of my listings now. I need to remember to do it in every one. Customers need to have a flexible schedule and their furniture moved out of the way and be prepared, to receive a piece of furniture. And so anyway, I wish I was able to get more YouTube videos done more often. Winter is coming. Well, excuse me. So my shop, I did a tour on Facebook, but this is we'll just do a quick little tour. So I am close to Branson, Missouri, and about 10 miles outside of Branson. I'm literally in the country. There's a field of cows right across the street. Look at this. These are Ethan Allen night tables, serpentine 3-door that I just got in. Aren't those gorgeous? Those Ethan Allen tables sell for, it's like $1,500 to $1,800 a piece. So I hope I'm not looking at the wrong side. Phone always get weird when I turn it sideways. Some pieces just finished up. This big hutch here. A lady ordered 2 of them, so we found another one thanks to help of some Facebook followers. Found another one in New Jersey. I ordered it, bought it and ordered it, and it's gonna be here in 2 days. And then I'm gonna paint the second hutch to be an identical match to that, and we're gonna send them both to Florida. Now, some people have asked, how much does it cost to ship that big hutch to Florida? It's going to cost $1,000. And that's how much I paid, is $1,000 to have it shipped from New Jersey to me here in Branson, Missouri. This is a beautiful, look at this little guy. $5 I bought that for that hutch at an auction. Nobody wanted it because this glass window was just out. It wasn't even broken. It was just out and it was inside. So we put it back on, painted it in black chalk paint, and put a black wax on it. So hopefully you're able to see. But anyway, so this is our shop. We don't have any heat or air conditioning in our shop. And so by mid-November, it starts to get pretty cold in here, usually. And so we close for the winter, and we open up again in April. And I still come here and paint and do all of that stuff, work on furniture. I work in, the small little area where my workshop is. That I can keep heated really easy with like a little portable heater or propane heater or something. But we close to the public because it's just too big of a space to heat with little portable heaters. And it also kind of gives us a break. We're usually pretty much ready. We'll just walk down and kind of finishing up the tour a little bit. Little salt wash dresser. So that is it. We sold this today as an old medical cabinet. And I sold it for $375. And then we're charged an extra $350 to refinish this. And we're just gonna sand it down, and it's for friends of mine. We're gonna sand it down and paint it, kind of like a taupe color. So that is everything that's going on. I hope that this has been helpful about selling shipping on Etsy. I have always gotten started by using UShip. And so there we go. Sorry, a little penny. painting fingers, by using UShip. And then through doing that, I've met some great shippers, built relationships. You know, if you do this long enough, you just begin to build and network and build those relationships, and it makes everything like so much easier. But we all, you know, kind of got to start out doing the footwork. Okay, a couple of other questions that people have asked me. Somebody's asked me, how do I get traffic to come to my store? So I really didn't worry about that when I opened my Etsy shop. I wasn't worried, like, yes, you need traffic to come, right, to have customers have sales, but that wasn't in my mind like something like, oh, I gotta have traffic. I concentrated on building my inventory, building my available inventory. I know just from having a shop that if you only have 2 or 3 things to sell, then that's not much. You got to specifically wait for 2 or 3 people that are looking for the item you have and the color you have in the size range that meets their dimension range, and all, you know, all these other, and then at a price that they can afford. And so there's all these factors. So if you got 1 or 2 or 3 items, sometimes it could take a bit. It just depends. But the more inventory you have in your shop, then the more you're gonna sell. And I would say right now 80% of my Etsy business are custom orders. So I have fewer things in my shop, but I'm doing a lot more custom orders, and even adding items like listings that are sold, listings previously sold, or I list them as custom order options. You know, so like this hutch is sold. When it's done, I can take a picture of it, put on Etsy, and, you know, the general price of what this would cost if somebody wanted to buy one like it. And I'll put, you know, this piece is sold, but if you would like to, you know, order a custom piece that's similar to this, you know, please contact me. And they do all the time, and that generates a lot of sales for me. So taking custom orders and doing that is a big deal. Like, it definitely has been a very consistent revenue stream for us, and a big chunk of our revenue stream as well. And so it's important, you know, for people to be able to see other examples of your work. And that's really why I created my website in the beginning, because customers go through my website all the time. Like, even people on Etsy, they're like, no, I went and looked at your website and I liked how you did this, this, and this. Can you do me 3 pieces like that? And so it leads to stuff like that, you know, to transactions and other sales like that. So I hope this is helpful. It's starting to get a little bit cold here, a little bit. And, you know I haven't been great about making YouTube videos. I just really haven't had a lot of time to do it. But this winter, when the shop is closed down for the winter, I will have more time, and hopefully we'll be able to make a few more. I think I don't know how long it's been, 4 or 6 months, 7 months since I've made one. Sorry about that. You guys, the only reason, I'm not really a YouTuber that I make them is because your comments are like near and dear to my heart. When you guys say, oh, this was helpful, I did this and that. And some of you sent me really long emails, like you started your business because some of these videos. I'm like, oh, it's just such a blessing. I think it is a blessing to take what we know and share it with others. And that's all I got. So I will hopefully talk to you in a YouTube video soon. But I'm most active on Facebook under Paint with Casey. If you're ever on Facebook, come and hang out with me there. Also do a few occasional small videos on there and just lots of other content. So love you guys. I hope you have just a wonderful fall and a wonderful winter. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments, and then I will answer them, to the best of my ability, and maybe even in a few weeks here in another video. So, or maybe I'll just be able to answer them right there in the comments. But anyway, if you're new to Etsy or new to like thinking about selling and shipping, selling on Etsy and shipping furniture, the first video I did on that, a lot of people said it's helpful, so you may want to check that out, and that could answer a lot of questions for you. But I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.